On today's episode of
Cooking with Chef Toby
and Winston, and before I introduced the amazing guest we have today, the Chef Toby's gonna let us know what we're having.
Today we are making Brazilian lemonade, a nice refreshing summer drink. Get excited, Winston. You like your drinks.
I do love the drinks.
Who's our special guest?
And our special guest is the CFO, Ashish.
All right, welcome, Ashish. I'm Toby. Nice to meet you.
What's up, Winston? What's up? How you doing? I'm doing good. Are you ready today?
I am really ready.
I am super excited.
As you should.
All right, come
Let's
on
get
down.
to it. Let's get to it.
All right, Ashish, do you have any cooking experience?
I do like to cook with yes.
You do?
I enjoy it.
Ooh,
I'm not
okay.
good at it, but I enjoy it.
Can I trust you with a knife?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's a very sharp knife.
It looks like
Okay, so you are going to take limes. I know that sounds weird because we just called it Brazilian lemonade. But in Brazil, they don't actually use lemons in their drinks. They use limes.
Okay.
So it's a very popular drink there. It's like our version of an Arnold Palmer, which is a lemonade iced tea common drink in the US. This is a very common drink there. Has some experience in the kitchen, so I'm sure he can measure water.
I can measure.
So we're gonna measure out 3 cups of water, and you're going to pour that into the blender. The reason we put wet ingredients in the blender first is because it helps emulsify the dry ingredients. If we put the limes in first, they would get stuck in the blade. When we put the water in first, it's gonna help pick up the limes and move things around in there. So just put the water in there. That's good. And then when you're finished with that, I'm gonna have you cut the limes like this. I'm going to cut the tip end of the lime off because no one wants to eat that. I'm gonna cut both ends off, and then instead of cutting the lime like that, because you can break your finger and cut yourself if we have a rolling thing on the cutting board, we're gonna put it flat like this so nothing can move, and we have a nice flat surface to work on. You're gonna cut that in half, you're gonna cut that in half again, and then you're gonna cut that into quarters and you'll put it in. Just make sure you don't splash. Can you do that with the other 2 limes?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. I feel kind of cool here bossing the CFO around, I'm not gonna lie. So just cut the ends off. Watch your fingers. Oh, my fingers. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
So is it okay to come in here while we cutting these limes, Ashish?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I got a question for you. As a CFO, what do you do for NRS?
You know, I like to kind of refer to it, we count everything. We count, you can call me the bean counter.
Oh, so hold up. So you counting beans, huh?
Yeah,
So did you ever cook some beans, though?
Once in a while, yeah, absolutely.
There we go,
absolutely.
there we go.
In my job, no, of course.
Okay.
Just in the kitchen.
There we
Just
go,
in
there
the
we
kitchen.
go. All right.
See, Ashish got it going there because he laid that line down.
I'm seeing
Good
you
job.
cutting.
A lot of people don't know to do that. They leave it on the rolly side and then they cut their fingers. So I know that you cook in the kitchen. He did
There
not
we
lie
go.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, we add sweetened condensed milk,
Yes.
which is very, very, very sweet milk. It's actually milk that's been reduced, so it has all its sugars. And we need 3 tablespoons of that. Now, quick tip. Before you ever measure anything sweet and sticky like honey, maple syrup, or anything like that, you give a quick spray of cooking spray in your measuring spoon. And then when you go in, you need 3 tablespoons. I'll do the first one just to show you. When you go in, you're gonna see it just falls, look at that. Falls right out. You have nothing left. It was an exact measure. So you could go in with 2 more tablespoons.
Should I spray again, or it's
No, it'll be fine. You
Okay.
could just go in there. So 2 more of those. Precise at the CFO, not so precise at the measuring. But that's okay. We don't judge in the kitchen. We don't judge in the kitchen. And then after that, we are going to blend it up until it's like a fine pulsed puree, and then I'll show you the last step after that. Perfect. I'm gonna throw in a dab just because he was a little off. Oh, that's okay, Ashish. Okay. I'm exact in the measuring, you're exact in the finances. So we all have our things.
Okay.
Okay.
So being that you're exact in the finances, what is the challenges that you have in your role at NRS?
That's a great question, Winston.
Mhm.
I think the most important thing in finance, and actually similar to cooking, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it.
Numbers don't
I
lie.
like that.
Numbers don't lie.
I'm using that. I'm going to use that in my
It's
classroom.
insane. I have to give
I'm
credit
going to use that in my classroom. Okay.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
but that's kind of the bottom line, and my goal is to make sure we can measure everything. The more we do that, the more we're going to prosper as a company.
Exactly.
I love
So
that.
being that you're the measurer at work, because you know you be shaking and baking at work, who's the measurer? Who's the one that does all the cooking in the house?
That's a good question. So we all chip in.
Okay.
My wife and myself and the kids. It's
Mhm.
kind of like, you know, a
It's
nice
family, man. It's
thing.
family.
Yeah.
I love that.
It kinda
Everyone
brings us
gets
all
a fair
together.
share.
Definitely, definitely.
I'm going to put the blender on. It's going to make as you can see, the drink is turning white. And when you see it, you're going to say, oh, maybe it's not enough. Yeah, really good.
Spinning.
All right, that's looking good to me. So this is my quick also tip. Whenever you have to put something through a fine mesh strainer like this, because we don't want any pulp in it, I pour it into a tin because you can then take the tin and do a little like that, and you can pour it back into the blender. So can you just hold this for me?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to pour this through the fine mesh strainer, so it's going to catch any pulp pieces that we don't want in there. But you could see that the lime is completely pulverized because we put the water in first. Now this drink is not cold yet, so yeah, I'm just going to grab a spoon.
Sure.
And this is called, when you see in a recipe, sometimes it says, you have to push the food through a fine mesh sieve. This is what it means. We're pushing the food through. So we're gonna push it through. Some people like the pulp, feel free to add it. Are you a pulp?
No, I prefer
Me too. I'm pulp free too. I don't like the feeling of this, but do you smell it?
It smells great.
It smells
It smells
amazing,
so good.
actually.
Okay, so this is as good as it's gonna get. We can keep going forever. Some people really leave it over here like overnight, but we're just gonna keep this for now. All right.
Should I put this in
You
the
can just
sink?
put that in the sink. Thank you so much. We are going to grab a lime over here because we need some garnish. I then take my liquid, and because it's in a tin, it's easily pliable, so I can just do that. I can squeeze it around, I can put it back. And now it's like in a pitcher, so it's just easier to pour.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a lime, and I'm just gonna cut a few slices off because I want some pretty garnish for your, that was a close call.
Very close call.
I didn't put it on its side. I think I'm better than that. Okay, so we're gonna just do that. We're gonna grab a cup from over here,
Here we go.
and can I just grab some ice?
Of course,
I'm
as
gonna
you
go
grab
here,
some
let me
ice.
grab some ice.
I got one more question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what did you do to unwind? Because you number crunch all day.
Yeah, no,
So
absolutely.
what do you do to actually unwind?
Just like a lot of folks, I play a lot of pickleball.
Pickleball.
I love that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So anything to keep me active. I also have a garden that I love, like
Oh,
you
you
know, spend some
garden.
time. I love gardening.
You know what?
I love that. I'm just
Very
cutting
relaxing.
in
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
All right, so we've got.
Oh.
I did 2 little tastes for Winston and I.
You
We
know I
deserve
like
it.
the taste. I like the taste
All right,
now.
we want your honest opinion.
You know I'm gonna get it.
We know Winston. All right, little shots for me and Winston over here.
Here we go. Make sure you got the pinky up.
Ashish gets the garnish because he's the CFO.
I'll take it.
All right,
go.
here you go. Tell us what you think. Honest opinion. Ready? Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. That was fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
excellent.
Very
Wow.
refreshing.
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Tart and refreshing. It's a good summer drink.
Yeah. They hit that spot.
It's a spot, definitely.
It did show.
If you like it sweeter, feel free to put more condensed milk in. That's what it does. It sweetens it. I don't love it too super sweet. I know Winston
No,
Winston
yeah.
wants more sugar in there.
I do love
You like it like that. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode.